last night. I've always found it rough and chattery, and I know there's lots about it being that way too. But then you think you kind of have it tuned to make it softer and better and all that stuff, and then you hear, oh, at higher speeds it goes even better than the other stuff. That's what it's meant for. But I'm in this Maverick Sport XMR. Sway bar is off on the front. Back to the Bighorn 29s that we ride for a couple months in the summer. And I'm gonna tell you, clean out. I do this, I go back and forth to try, and I thought it's gonna be just a slight difference. The comfortability of this machine goes back to other videos I've done. It just soaks this stuff up way the heck better than the X3 does. Doesn't matter what people say, you put 32s on it, 34s, 33s. On the X3, it will not float over all this is good. It just won't. Faster, yeah. More travel. That's not what we're really after on this stuff. But it just, the sport models, even the regular sport, it just soaks up these kind of roads, forestry roads, the choppy trail stuff. It just soaks it up better. It's more of a comfortable ride. I'm not smashing my spine down here or banging around all over with my helmet rattling all over the place. Like it's, and I'm going like 85k down here through all the washouts and bumps and potholes, and I'm telling you, it's just better. So you take example that I just went over. Was able to step on it through the pedal through the whole thing. Yesterday, you know, in the X3, it hurt so bad to step on the pedal that I was trying to go back to our campsites as slow as I could to get the heck out of that thing. It just doesn't do it the same. Now we're back in dusty, trusty, rusty. Gonna try it out. Did some alterations on the suspension, changed a few things, soften them up hopefully a bit, and also the tire pressures. I matched them up in fairness with the other guys. So we're gonna do the exact same little ride, and I'll know night and day if this worked out. So again, we can do more and more and more. The thing is to just step in, turn the key, punch in the key, and drive simply one versus the other. This thing is like a rattle bag. You'll hear it compared to the other one. Starting to feel all the chop in the bag. Get a little bit of speed going. You hear all that? Also, look at the steering wheel. It's just getting its ass kicked. So I'm not even gonna keep going anymore. It's just rattling and kicking around like crazy. Like, look at that feedback in the steering, it's crazy. About 16K. I mean, these tires are even bigger than what was on the other ones, but it has not been a fun ride, this machine, and in some time, to be honest, the only times I've had the good rides is I've never been on anything really too technical at all. It's been on pretty smooth stuff. Now that I'm in some, should be a challenge. I mean, this should be a killer car at the high speed, whatever. It's not. It's you gotta. I mean, the rebounds are done. The springs are all done and adjusted. The high speed, low speeds are done, and you can play with them a couple different ways. The other Maverick Sport, it does have the 3 clicks on it, and that's about all you got to play with. And honestly, it doesn't matter if I'm on 1, 2, or 3 on wood shock on the Maverick Sports, and it just rides pretty much averagely the same and good, comfortable. Steering wheel's holding straight and good. This thing is rocking and banging and flipping back and forth like crazy, and everything in here is just shaking and rattling. I mean, I don't really have much in here, but it's crazy. Everything behind me is rattling and banging like crazy. It sounds like rocks are flicking up everywhere. It's just completely different. The other one, I feel like I'm floating and riding over, and when you hit these, it's kind of like nice soft whoops and boops and all this, and you come out of it clean. 85K, no problem. This thing might stay on track just as good and fine, and take off the line real fun and cool, spin the tires for all you want forever. But the other one spins a bit and grabs pretty darn quick, then away you go. So it's not, this isn't a turbo or not thing. It's a all-day riding BC kind of trails versus everybody trying to bring all these turbos and crazy machines in there that have the more travel and all this stuff with the shocks and all this stuff. I just believe there's more of a sweet spot where it's not about the longest travel, it's not about the biggest tires, it's not about all this other stuff, and I think it's the chassis, just the way everything else is built. Honestly, the chassis is so overlooked. I really want to get some time in the Razor XP Pro in that chassis, because I've heard great things about that. And I will say my Turbo S chassis, I liked a lot of things about that as well. So yeah, try them all out. Why not? That's what we love doing. But this, yeah, I mean, I'm going 10K here. Look at the steering wheel. Looks like it's going to bounce, rattle, and fly off. It's not right. It should be rolling over nice. I mean, I aired down to like 10, 11 pounds of tire pressure. I don't want to go much less than that. The reason why I originally did all this was I was contemplating possibly getting the Commander, which is like the Sport Maverick, pretty much that ride. I forgot what the ride was like on those because we had the mud tires on there, the big 34 System 3s, and it just makes you forget. So I went back to the regular 29-inch big horns we got for the trails for that, and then now I figured I'd try the X3, which I haven't driven much lately. Had some bad luck with it last time out. Short ride. But now, I finally got some time in, and you know what? If you like spinning tires in the gravel, being that guy, and then I don't know where else this excels out here, to be honest. But I had more fun in the other one. I haven't had as much fun in this one a couple times out now. When it's the suspension just doesn't seem to be there for what we do out here in a lot of ways. Maybe bigger rock crawling and stuff like that, I can see it tied in the fact that it doesn't take the high-speed chop and all that. But the feedback through the steering wheel, to me, is pretty gross. I don't like it at all. Never felt that in almost any other machine yet. definitely didn't like it in this machine. What else to say? So I honestly figured I'd drive this and put that out of my mind, and whether the Commander was okay or not, thought I would just cancel it out kind of thing. And here I am thinking, maybe I do want a little bit more of a little upright, maybe pass up on the turbo to have a good ride. I mean, I had my pedal down hammered more in the other machine, and it just felt more fun, more better. This one I'm laid back here, I'm all ready to go, thinking it's gonna do the craziest things. I know it would in the dunes, I get it. I know it will with tracks on, I get it. But all the rest of the riding, it's like, the hell, this thing did not give me back what I wanted when I bought it.